girls, next to Canada winning the gold medal for hockey at the Olympics, this has been the biggest week of the year for hockey fans. Do I need to remind you? The Chicago Blackhawks taking home the Stanley Cup for the first time in 49 years. That's a long time. 1961 was the year John F. Kennedy was inaugurated President of the United States. The Soviets put the first man in space, and the average cost of a new house, $12,500. That's a way back. No wonder they're celebrating.
Yeah, and it was also the last year my father celebrated because he is a diehard Blackhawks fan. He's waited 49 years for his team to win. So I, of course, was rooting for the Chicago Blackhawks, and I know I look like such a hockey fan.
And no offense to the Flyer fans out there, but sorry.
They have come into them for what they did to Montreal. So I've actually become a hockey fan later in life. And,
okay.
Well, girls, and you at home, before we leave hockey for the season, a note of concern. The national body that presides over 580,000 Pee-wee hockey players is considering beefing up its body checking rules in response to a new study that shows 11 and 12-year-old athletes in leagues that allow the hitting are nearly 4 times more likely to suffer a concussion than players where it's not allowed, like Quebec.
Yeah, or Quebec, yes. They contrasted Quebec and Alberta. Alberta body checking is allowed, Quebec it is not. And so the numbers do speak loudly. I think the big concern is we don't know what the long-term consequences of concussions are. We know they can be very, very serious and not always easy to tell long-term what the effects will be. So I think this study has maybe given a wake-up call to other leagues out there that they need to consider this.
Well, they're saying that some of the effects can be memory loss, personality sort of disorders, and they say that 4 times the amount. I mean, there's kids they're saying that have a concussion, but they'll have 2, 3, 4 concussions over a season or a couple seasons of playing hockey. And so, I mean, this is pretty serious as far as, are we protecting our kids, and why are they kind of going back out in the game after their second concussion or third?
I mean, 2 points that came out to me was, first of all, as a parent,
why
would I even want my child to be in a league where checking is involved? And why is checking involved? And secondly, does it really take a study for us to realize this? Like,
it has been interesting to see, though, and you may have heard this, girls.
I feel sorry for anyone who would body check Ethan.
Oh, yeah, exactly, because mom would be out there and be like, you're down. You are going down, young man. And was that a warning to anybody who plays against your son?
Yes.
Well, we've been hearing in the news over recent months that some Canadian researchers are really campaigning to rename concussions in children to better convey their seriousness. They want to call them mild traumatic brain injuries. And have you seen the diagrams, the reenactments of what actually happens in the head, in the brain?
Is still forming.
It's forming in a child. In the States, Washington and Oregon have already put in place where that if a high school teacher in sports notices that a child might have gotten a concussion, they're pulled out immediately, and they cannot go back into the game until there's medical clearance. And so some of the things in Canada that are lobbying for this same rule as far as being, really intentional and looking at, the dangers in this. And I think we should actually take that in.
In fact, the second concussion, they're designating under a separate name because of the effects of it. I have a young nephew who was really a stellar rugby player, and after his second concussion, he just had to get out.
Have you guys ever had a concussion? Have any of you?
No.
Because I wonder what that, they say it's like you get dizzy, you're nauseous, and it doesn't go away. It's sort of every day, that feeling.
Well, they interviewed one young boy who still had ringing in his ears for a long time.
But
He's
also,
13.
it also can cause personality changes. I mean, it's not just, changing, it's not just a physical injury. It can actually change your whole entire life.
But it also just can't be on the coaches. I mean, come on, parents.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a parent, but if your child has a concussion, it may be a time where you're saying, I think him to becoming the next Wayne Gretzky has to be put on pause while, we take care of our kids from further damage.
And how about the scaling up of violence in our culture?
I think
just the violence.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not cool.
I think we think, that hockey's about those sort of things, like checking and all of that stuff. But I mean, Pee-wees, these kids.
Little kids. checking into the boards. You know, I think we can say, and it's possible. I mean, Quebec's done it.
I mean, what? Okay, come on. Quebec is like the hockey province.
Exactly.
Like,
So
if they can do it,
then any province can do it. Exactly.
Okay, mums across Canada, it may be up to us. We just wanted to let you know.